Today we're gonna be building the ultimate closet right here.
Alrighty kids, so we're gonna be putting the closet right along here. Now, in order to get an idea of what kind of closet we're gonna build, the ultimate one, we're going to go ahead and sketch it or graphic design it. Luckily, I'm an extremely good graphic designer and have already come up with my design.
Here it is. We can build it. We have the technology.
Wood.
Alrighty guys, the first thing we gotta do is cut out the framework. I'm using 2x2s and we're gonna go ahead and cut those out now. Here we go! Alrighty guys, now that we got it all sanded down, what we're gonna do is go ahead and polyurethane them. The reason I polyurethane pretty much everything in the van is it protects it from water and protects it from mold. So we're gonna go ahead and polyurethane all the framework. Here we go! Alrighty guys, now that we got some of the framework up, we're going to go ahead and make a template for the wall piece. Now, what we're going to use is my old polyiso foam board insulation. I just had a lot of extra, so we're going to use this. You can also use cardboard, that works too. But we're going to use this to make the template to cut out the plywood. So, that's next! Here we go! Alrighty guys, now that we've got the template in here, we're going to go ahead and scribe it out to get the angle we need for the plywood cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a scribe. Now, you might recognize this as a compass from school. So we're going to go ahead and put the one end against the wall and the other end against the polyiso foam board. Now, this is just going to go ahead and mark out the angle that we need as we go down. As you might be able to see that, maybe not, but anyway, it's going to mark out the angle. Now, as you can see, we got a really large gap here, so we're going to have to do this quite a few times to actually get the angle we need. So we're going to go ahead and keep marking it out and then scribing it. So it's very important, remember this, give yourself extra on the template so you can actually move it in so you have enough there. So we're going to go ahead and scribe this out and cut it. Here we go! Alrighty guys, now that we got the template cut out, we're going to go ahead and cut the first piece of the closet out. Here we go! Hey guys, we got the piece in here. Now, one very important thing you guys need to remember when you guys are cutting these out is to leave a little bit extra, because we're going to have to make some adjustment cuts, because transferring from foam to plywood makes a little bit of a difference. So we're going to have to adjust it a little bit. So leave a little bit extra on your cut, so when you guys are cutting them, you're not going to leave a gap. We want it to be flush. So make sure to leave a little bit extra on the edges. So we're going to go ahead and make the adjustment cuts, and then we got our first piece of the closet in. Here we go! Alrighty guys, we got her fitting pretty good, and now it's time to add a little bit of style. Oh yeah, here we go! Und now we Lichtenberg! Yeah! Alrighty guys, we got the first piece of the closet in there. Now, the way I attached it was, I attached it directly to the bed itself, because it's really secure. And then what we also did was we took a 2x2 and attached it to the wall, and then attached it to the piece itself. Now we're also gonna add a piece up at the top there, and then we're gonna add a piece in the front coming down. So we gotta still cut out those 2x2s to match the size that we need. And then we're gonna come over here and start on the other side of the framework. So that's next. Here we go! Alrighty guys, as you can see, we got those 2x2 supports in for the side closet piece. So now it's extra supported. So now what we're gonna do is continue to build the framework. So we're gonna start by going right in here, and we're gonna be building like kind of like a place to put my shoes. So, and when I'm having friends over, they can put their shoes in here so they're not getting mud all over my house. So that's what we're gonna be building next. Here we go! Alrighty y'all, we made some progress. As you can see, I put on the next side piece and got the hole cut out for my shoes. Huh. Oh yeah! So, make special note to the smiley face that I put in the side. Woohoo! Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is measure out the first shelf. But in order to do that, we gotta put on the back. So, next thing we're gonna do is cut out the back side. Here we go! Alrighty guys, we got the back side on now. Okay, so the next few things we're gonna do are, one, we're gonna put on this door right here. And then two, come on in here. Okay, so the other thing we're gonna do is build the shelf right here, the first shelf. This shelf is gonna be kind of special because we're actually gonna have a hole in it here, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna have like kind of a trash bucket right here, so I can just kind of throw it in there. And above this little shelf, we're actually gonna build a desk that actually slides out to right to here. So this shelf is going to be pretty cool. And one other thing we're getting ready to do is we're going to be installing just another little light. It's a reading light for above my bed, and we're going to put it like right around here somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and install that first. Here we go! Alrighty guys, we got my reading light all set up. So check this out. Boop! So we got a cool little mood light that comes with it, and then boop. Yeah, so while I'm laying down here on my bed, I'll be able to read a book. So that's kind of nice. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and install that little side door there. Here we go! So this is Grizz. He wants to help out in the van. He's our new puppy and my best friend. Alrighty guys, so here's what's going on today. Well, with that door, that's what we were going to work on first. Unfortunately, I got the wrong hinges, so I got to go pick those up. So in the meantime, before we do that, we're going to go ahead and get this cut out, the first shelf. Now, what we're going to do is the exact same thing we've been doing in order to cut out all the big pieces. We're going to get some foam board. You can also use cardboard and cut out a template, because there's a lot of corners and stuff in this. So what we're going to do is cut out the template. The template's going to make it so that it's going to be an easy cut, and we can just cut it out and then it's going to fit perfect. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to go ahead and cut out a template using foam board insulation. Here we go. Alrighty guys, we got the template all cut out. Sweet! So this is really good to do so you're not wasting a whole bunch of plywood. So now we're going to cut out the plywood because we know what it looks like. Here we go! Alrighty guys, we got our first shelf all cut to size, and now we're gonna go ahead and Lichtenberg and then stain and polyurethaner. Here we go! Alrighty guys, we got the door installed. So there we go, so we got the place to throw my shoes in, and I don't know if you guys saw there, but we got the switches installed also. That one's for my inverter to shut it off, and that one's for the lights. So, yeah, somewhere around here we can see that we got that all hooked up now. And then we got this installed. So the first shelf is in, baby. And while I was waiting for this to dry, I also made this. What is this for, you ask? It is for my trash can. That way it's not sliding around everywhere. So yeah, just kind of cut a hole in the plywood and then screwed her down there. And now we got a nice little place for our trash. So that's what we got so far. Next up, what we're gonna do is actually build the desk that slides out. So, let's next. Here we go!
Alrighty guys, so next step is we're going to be building the desk in the closet that slides out. Now, you can see up here I've cut out some pieces, and they might look a little familiar because it's the exact same design as my slider bed. And if you want to see how I built my slider bed, you can go up to that corner right there and click that little link, and it'll take you how I built my slider bed. But it's basically going to be the exact same design with a couple modifications. It's going to slide out. And you can see like the different pieces I put in there. So we're going to go ahead and modify this a little bit, but what's going to happen is the top of the desk is going to be attached to this, and then a front piece up here that is going to slide out. And so basically we're just going to have this come out, slide out, hit this stopper right here, and that'll give me exactly the room so I don't hit the fridge, and enough so I can just go ahead and sit on my bed and have a desk. So we're going to go ahead and do some modifications now, and it's going to look a little bit different here in a second. Here we go! Alrighty guys, as you can see, the framework looks a little bit different. What did I do, you ask? Well, I sanded the crap out of everything to make it nice and smooth. Aw, yeah. And then I secured everything to the closet using screws. What's next, you ask? Well, what we've got to do is make the slider piece. Now, this is a piece of the slider piece, and this is a piece of the slider piece. Now, what we're going to do is very, very hard. What we're going to do is take some crossboards and attach them together. So when I pull this, it's also going to pull this piece up and stop at the little stopper point we made. And then it's going to put the desk exactly where we want it. When we put those cross pieces on, we're also going to put some nice plywood on. And it's going to look a lot like this, so it's going to be really pretty. So that's next. Here we go! Alrighty guys, we got the slider framework all made up. So now what we got to add is the upper cover, i.e. the pretty piece, to this section right here. That's going to be the desk. And then we've also got to add the legs to the slider part here, so we got support going down to the floor. So that's next. Here we go!
Alrighty guys, as you can see, I've already cut out and sanded the crap out of the piece we need for the desk. However, there's just one big problem. It's not cool enough. Therefore, it's time to Lichtenberg, baby! Oh yeah! Here we go!
Alrighty guys, as you can see, I got a lot of the pieces done that we're gonna need. Now, what we're gonna have to do next is attach everything and put it together. So, first thing we're gonna do is attach the desktop itself to the slider piece. But the way we wanna do that though is attach it from the underside rather than the top so it doesn't mar up the top. Because that looks kinda cool and kinda pretty, doesn't it? So, we're gonna flip this over and put it on there. Well, I gotta flip the underside, but you get the drift. We're gonna go ahead and screw through this side so we're not gonna mess up a nice top piece. So that's what we're doing next. Here we go! All right, y'all, to attach the legs, what we're gonna end up doing is the same thing we did with the bed build. We're gonna go ahead and use some metal brackets. That'll give us extra support and make sure it's not gonna break on us. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna attach it to the back side, making sure to get this front piece of the slider with the first screw hole, and then the rest will go on the leg itself. So that's what we're gonna do now. Here we go!
Next, we're going to put these little elbow brackets in, just for a little bit of extra support. You can get these at Lowe's, they're pretty cheap. So this will help it keep it from kicking out side to side. So we're going to go ahead and put these little elbow brackets in for some extra support. Here we go. Lastly, I got these little foot pads so we're not scratching up the floor. We're going to go ahead and put those on now.
Alrighty, we got the legs on. Now, one other thing I added was I put some locks, little latches down here that go directly into the floor. Just drilled a hole right into the floor, as you can see right there. So the latches will go right down to the floor there, and that's going to prevent it from sliding out while we're driving. So that's something else you guys might want to do in case you guys do something similar to this. Now, next we're going to go ahead and lock down the rest of the slide out. So this is going to prevent it from like popping up and tipping out. So we're going to lock this down, and we got one over here, and we're going to use those little elbow brackets, yeah, these little things right here, to go underneath here and on that side as well. So that's next, and then we're going to add those other two cover pieces I got. One goes here and one goes over the top. So we're actually saving that surface area that this takes up. So we're not going to be wasting any space really. So that's next. Here we go! Alrighty, we got the covers locked down, so now it's just going to slide in and out with no problem. And it's going to stop right on the stop block there, and it's not going to be able to tip up at all. So now we got it locked into place. What we're going to do is we're going to put the covers that I made for here and over the top. That's next. Here we go! Alrighty guys, as you can see, we got it done, baby. Oh yeah! So, what did we do here? Well, we added some covers, and there's a reason we did that, and so we're not wasting any empty space. See, by that I mean we can actually set stuff up here on the solid piece here, as opposed to the desk, which is my work area. So now we got an extra place to put stuff. So, only thing we gotta do is we gotta add some wood plugs to the places where we put screws in. Other than that, the desk is done. Freaking right. So, next up, you guys see this wire back here. Well, this is going to be for my computer. I'm going to put in an outlet so we can go ahead and just plug right in, be able to charge the computer, and we'll be in good shape. Plus, a couple of USB ports too. So, we're going to go ahead and hook up that little section now. So that's next. Here we go! Alrighty guys, and we're back. Now, as you can see, I went ahead and put that outlet in I was talking about. Now, reason I didn't show that was because I forgot. So what I ended up doing was I built a little box with a little hole cut inside, and I put the outlet in and then attached everything. And when I did all the little cuts, I did my Scribe so it kind of matched the wall. So that's how I did it. If you want to see how I do wiring, look at my other videos. Now I also added a lip here so I can like set stuff up here without sliding off. I'm also probably going to put a non-slip mat on here so when I put stuff up here they're not going to slip. Anyway, the next thing I did was, as you can see over here, we got all this wiring out here. So I don't want any stuff hitting that I store up here. So I wanted to make a little box that's gonna go over here. But the problem is, if I need to do any adjustments or anything, or like, let's say a wire comes loose, I still need to be able to get at it. So what I did was I came up with a little box that's removable. So where did I put it? There it is. Okay. So you can see I built this little thing right here. Just uses some regular latches, and it's just attached with some little elbow brackets there. So we just set this in here, and there we go. So that's going to protect our wiring, and we'll be able to take it out in case we need to fix anything. So the next thing we're going to end up doing is building the shelf. Now, as you guys remember, the way I built this one was I cut out a template. So I want you guys to do the exact same thing if you're building a shelf or a closet like this. You just want to get a template, which I already happen to have here, and makes it a lot easier. Now, got to take out our little box here so we can actually get it to fit, because it'll give you a really good idea of the size you need, well, the exact size you need, and how it's going to go in there. So getting this in here was a little tricky, but I figured it out. So the next shelf is basically gonna go like this. And so basically what we gotta do is cut it out, stain it, polyurethane it. Luckily for you, I've already done that. Woot! So we're gonna go ahead and put this in now. And then we have one more shelf to cut out, stain and polyurethane, and then the closet will be done. Oh yeah, here we go. Alrighty guys, we got the shelves in there. Oh yeah! So we got plenty of room to store stuff now. So that's freaking sweet. Now, let me show you guys. I just went ahead and put a couple of 2x2s in there and screwed them in, and just did that on each side. And so that's how I got them in there and then screwed through the top.
As you can see up here too, I also went ahead and put some wood plugs in there too, so to just kind of make it look nicer. Now, the last thing we gotta do is we're gonna put some lips in, like we did right here on the desk portion, to make sure the stuff doesn't fly out. Now, you can also use non-slip mats, but I just like to be extra safe, so we're gonna go ahead and put those in now. Luckily, I already have them done. So, let's get to it. Oh yeah, here we go. Alrighty, y'all. We slapped those lips on there. Now we gotta give her a kiss because she looks so good. Oh, yeah! So, how did we attach them, you ask? Well, we just went ahead and used some of these elbow brackets. So, no screws on the outside, and she looks pretty. So, that does it for the closet, baby. We got it done. Yeah! So, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you did, like and subscribe, baby, because next time, we're going to be putting up some upper cabinets. So, see you then, baby. Oh yeah, here we go!